Hey everyone. Hey Johnny. Yoni. How are you? Hey Rugal Berstin. How are you? You were warned last year about what? Tell me about it. What were you warned about? My life, how you doing? Man, my life, are you ignoring me? You were on the Patreon live the other day and you disappeared. Okay, who warned you? Jesus or somebody else? I want to say something, okay? I came on live. It's late. I'm just at a hotel here and going to go to bed soon. But I still have some work to do. But I wanted to get on live here and talk to you guys. Listen, I don't know why. I have a lot of peace about this whole thing. Um, do you know that this is okay? That's fine. No. I'm just kidding. Because I mentioned you at a point, and then that's fine. I mean, we're all busy. Come on. I'm just messing with you. So I want you to look at the market. It's late right now. It's 10 p.m. But for you in California, it's about 8 p.m. So that's cool. So I don't know how many people will get on here tonight, but I want you to understand, guys. This is a buying opportunity of a lifetime. I met with my bank today, and I said, because I'm not a multimillionaire holder. I'm not one of those people who has made millions from crypto. I'm not. Why am I in crypto? One, because the Lord led me. Two, it's the future. Three, it's a way of gaining generational wealth. For some people, generational wealth is like 500,000 will change some people's life completely because they're going to put 100,000 towards opening a pizzeria and it will succeed. And then they can pass that on to their children. And then the money can be used to do so many different things. Out of it, they can invest. For some people, it's 2 million. For some people, it's not even that much. Listen, what I'm saying is, what's happening in the market today, a lot of people are failing to realize that this is like it's an unusual cycle, but there's nothing outside of what happens in crypto that is happening right now. Let me explain. Bitcoin is down to $63,900. Check the price. Bitcoin still commands the day. Bitcoin has dominance. When it's down, the market will be down. And when it's up, the market will be up. Look, if you're holding Electronium, I saw Electronium at a price I couldn't believe sometime last year. Or was it 2024? My life, you probably remember this one. And so people sometimes don't only they don't remember. I know there's people who bought XRP at $3.60 because they thought it was just going to keep going up, 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 up. They were new to the game. I know a friend of mine who has been texting me, will this thing still crash? Because he bought it at about $2. Then he bought at 160. It's like, is it going to crash further? Is it going to crash further? This is what is going on. It's the same thing. You've heard about smart money and dumb money. Friends, as long as you have your stuff tucked away in a cold wallet, you have not lost anything. What does it mean? You have just, you're just weathering the storm. Please like the video. If you can like it up to 10 likes, you would see 30 people in here before you know it. Why? Because that's how the algorithm works. We're still stuck down with so we're still stuck with the algorithm. Hey, Rugal Bernstein, greetings from Northern Australia. Time now is 1:34 p.m. Tuesday. Wonderful. When did you start following my channel? I think the first time we're talking today. This is the first time. Please like this video. If you like the video, give me 10 likes. We'll get 30 to 40 people. Because the algorithm brings people as you like. I'm shadow banned, been shadow banned for a long time, since September. So like the video and drag people into the room. Rugal, I'm still holding and buying too. Do not sell your assets because you seem to be losing money. Do you know how many times this has gone up and down? I beg you, take a look at the charts for the last 10 years. The charts are always like this. It's a trending upward chart. There was a time crypto market was not anywhere near 1 trillion, 500 billion. It continued to go up. This market is going to go to 10 trillion. And the 10 trillion, some cryptos are going to take more of that 10 trillion than others. Why? Because one day Bitcoin dominance is going to collapse. I want to share something with you today, and I'm going to put this on my Patreon as an article and maybe a little video or something. I'll try. Listen, I learned a lesson today from the rental car company about the economy, about business, about changing times. I rented a Toyota for the fun of it. They offered me an SUV. I said no. I was going to go on the highway, and I asked my wife to come with me because we had certain things to pick up at the US border. And so, and we were driving. They said, no, this car is too small for the highway, whatever. It's windy. And it was windy. There was snow blowing over the highway. But I wanted a small car because I usually rent big SUVs. I like them. All full size sedans. Or, you know, that's what I would go for. But I decided to rent. I didn't want to use our own vehicle, so I rented a Corolla. I haven't driven one of these newer Corollas. So I do really, I don't know if I like it. I wouldn't buy one. But anyway, I was driving, and I remember that way back in the day, we had our GPS on to the hotel that we were going to. And we have never stayed in the hotel. I'm a Hilton Honors member, and there's perks with it and everything. But I decided to go to the Hamptons. I usually would go to the Homewood Suites or some other one, right? So first time in the Hamptons and Hampton Suites. And I was thinking to myself, and I realized that there was a time when you would go to rent a vehicle and they will give you they would offer you a GPS, right? And what are those GPS called in those days? You remember? You put them on your mirror and it sticks, and then your windshield, and it sticks to it, or on the dashboard, whatever. There's clamps, all kinds of things. They had them. They had them in their offices. You go to Enterprise, they had a drawer full of GPSs that they had charge waiting, and they charged you a huge fee per day. If you're renting for 3 to 5, sometimes I rent a car for a whole week, and they would charge you for a whole week to have that thing. The cell phones had no GPSs on them at that time. But change came. The dominance. You know what happened today? I saw that's the first thing. The second thing was the insurance. Most of the Enterprise, National, those some of them are owned by the same family. And then you have Dollar, Thrifty, Hertz, Avis. I've rented from all of these companies. Okay, I was a member of Enterprise for many years, and so I found something. They would charge you so much for insurance. So I would usually buy third-party insurance from my insurer, right? The government approved insurer, whatever, and they would, because in Canada you get a lot of that stuff, right? So I would buy from them the public insurer, and for example, a 1-day trip. Every day is $3, but then the setup fee is about $21, then $3 per day, and if you're going to the States, it's different. It was so expensive. Today I found out that Hertz is trying to match the insurance of the public insurer. Why do you think they are doing that? Because of the market dynamics. Because there's what? There's competition. Market dynamics are different the principle is the same, but you find in every market you encounter or engage, there are dynamics operating. And I look at how the rental car company have changed in the sense that now we have our GPS right on our phones. So you have Apple Map, you have Waze, you have you got iMaps, you've got Waze, you've got what's the other one? Google Maps. You got all kinds of things now, right? I remember one other one we used to use way back in the day. Hey, I forget the name of that one. That was my first map that I would use when we digitized mapping. I used to buy that thing from 7-Eleven, and then you drive and you stop and you read the map and you drive, you stop, you read the map and you drive. How many of you are old enough to remember that? Or you saw your parents doing that? But the rental car companies have changed so much. because the dynamics have changed. Listen, there's a battle going on right now that most people are not aware of. And when you see the market, you start crying. The same market dynamics that changed the car rental company is similar. There is a market dynamic changing. You know what the dynamic is? Because the market, see, listen, the market, the car rental companies, they fought to keep those interest, insurance rates. They fought to charge people this much whenever they are, you come to them to rent a vehicle. But they couldn't keep it for long because competition had come in. There's cheaper insurance outside of the rental company, third-party insurers, so you can get it anywhere else and still have very good quality up to 1 million liability. Why have I said all this? How does it apply? Look at what's happening between the banking industry and the crypto industry. The banking industry wants to remain lord of it all. The crypto industry has come with innovation, so there's a tug of war taking place. Tug of war is taking place, and you know what? Who's going to win eventually? Innovation. New innovation always wins out. I say the t-shirt boys, the t-shirt guys and girls have taken over slowly and steadily from the suits and ties. I know Brad Garlinghouse wears suits and ties, but they have taken over from the, there's a lot of, when I say the t-shirt boys, you know what I'm talking about. You look at people like Elon Musk, he's always in a t-shirt, and now he's trying to wear suits and whatever for meetings. Mark Zuckerberg was known for a t-shirt, all this. Please like the video. There's 19 of you here. Let's get more people in the room. But all I'm saying, my friends, I've been here for 12 minutes. Please give me 19 likes. I'll appreciate you. Love me with 19 likes. Let's get more people to come into the conversation. So what am I saying? Market dynamics is going to force the old to cave to the new. They cannot escape it. Listen, the most powerful office in the world is the president's office, the president of the United States. He has said, we will make the US the crypto capital of the world. Now, you may not agree with him, you don't like him, but you can't ignore a $30 trillion economy. You cannot. And they're doing it, they're working hard. David Sachs said, the White House crypto advisor, there will be no it's on my Patreon. Follow my Patreon. If you're new to my channel, go follow me on Patreon, AH for Truth, please. Because there'll be encouragement. You need encouragement at this time. We all need encouragement. And there'll be information. There'll be news. There'll be all kinds of, there'll be analysis. And there'll be trainings as well. I'm going to do a training on how to take profit quickly, because we will be taking profit in the middle of the year. I tell you, not exactly the middle, but right past June, we're going to see 2 crashes, in my opinion, and 2 peaks. So you have to be ready to take profit from the back routes. What is the back route? The back route is, have you ever been in a place in a city where there are back roads? They call them back lanes. You see the main street, the front of the house, then you go to the back and you see there's a back lane and garages. People back out of their garages or whatever, how they are parked, and then they drive out into the main drag. But the front of the house is where the addresses are, and behind is a garage. I own a property like that has a back lane. Back lane profit taking is very, very important. I want to teach you how to do that so that you can take profit quickly. If you don't know how to do it, if this is your first rodeo, don't worry. It's going to come back up. Dollar cost average, buy down so that you can reduce the price of your investment, the buy in. But let me keep going on this, friends. Everything is falling in the market. It's not only XRP. It's not only XRP. There's been so many Bitcoin. Do you know, people say, oh, I bought XRP at $3.46, and I feel bad for you, but I also bought XRP at $2.50, but I bought it because I wanted to buy it. I'm really not too bothered about this because I know where it's going. Now, Bitcoin, people bought Bitcoin at 124. Michael Saylor said, if you don't buy Bitcoin at 120,000, you're leaving money on the table. And people listened and they bought into that. There are people who put 300,000 into Bitcoin because of all the Bitcoin is the only way. There's nothing else behind Bitcoin. There's nothing else after Bitcoin is the only one. You only need 10,000 Bitcoin, $10,000 worth of Bitcoin, and you are set for life. Like, how is that possible? You need only $10,000 worth of Bitcoin, okay? So you buy $10,000 worth of Bitcoin. That's 10% at 100,000. And then when it gets to 1 million, 2 million, you only have 100,000? You only have 200,000? That's not life-changing money. That's somebody's salary in a year. Do you see what I'm saying? So, yeah. Hey, Almas, how you doing? God bless you. King Jaquin, good to talk to you. Hey, Dixon Mandase, how you doing? All right. I'm not bothered about everything going down. I'm focused on reading my new book, Think and Grow Rich. My Australian people, so good to see you in the room. So, guys, I just want to encourage you people today. Everything is going down. And I tied it to the reality of market dynamics. There are people today in this world who can kill a baby, who can kill an innocent person. Do you think they want you to get into how they control wealth? No, they don't. I don't know who they are. They're in the shadows, but they don't want you to. They have different sub companies that can buy here and dump there to keep prices down to frustrate you out of this market. Watch the interviews on CNBC. They're interviewed because they have to tell the truth. Do you know the mainstream media have not been talking about this thing? They talk about everything else. Trump is a pedo, this and that, and Epstein. Which, yeah, we must deal with the Epstein situation, but you must not lose focus because something major is always happening when there's a lot of distraction. Something major is always happening when there's a lot of distraction, my friends. So hold on to your assets. Let me now say this finally. Okay, then I'll take comments. I'll read the comments again. What happens when there's a war? Somebody answer me. What happens when there's a war? What happens when there's a war to property? Please answer me. King Queen, what happens? Let me see who can get this question. What happens when there's a war? Any war, First World War, Second World War, Third World War, what happens to the properties? Do they appreciate in value because of the war? I'm asking you, tell me now, what happens during a war? Do the properties appreciate? Who can answer the question? What happens during a war? Do properties appreciate in a war? Yes or no? Do you want me to answer the question? Yes, Rugel Bernstein. Where there's war, where there's smoke, there's fire. Do properties appreciate during a war? I'm asking you. Okay, I'll answer the question myself. Properties do not appreciate during a war. The property market suffers because there's bombings, the building is destroyed, the windows are broken, and you lose value like that because there's a war. If there's an earthquake, what happens to the properties in an earthquake? What happens to lives? But let's leave lives out. What happens to the value of the assets? If there's a tsunami, what happens to the yacht? The yacht on that are at the dock, $25 million yacht gets mud water in it, and it smells like poop, dead fish, everything. It get pushed to the land, and it's right there, massive 40-foot yacht, $25 million worth. What happens to it after a tsunami? The value of the yacht drops. Listen, the market will face testings because there's war going on. What is the war going on? The war between the gatekeepers of old, who did not know how quickly this thing will dislodge and displace them. They had no idea. They thought it was okay, well, we're controlling this, but they didn't realize. Have you ever seen a situation where somebody trains another person, like in the movies, they train them up, and then realize that, oh, the person they trained is becoming so powerful. The person they trained is becoming so wealthy. And they say, well, we got to shut him down. We got to shut him down. We've created this monster. Not a monster, but because they don't want that person to be there, they give it a bad name, giving a dog a bad name to hang it. Kev0481 says, hello all. I remember last year I bought a small amount of Bitcoin with extra money at 125K. Shortly after, something told me, don't touch it. So I swapped it. Not something. The Lord led you out of that. Do you remember Kev04, when I was Rugel? How long have you been on my channel? I've been telling people about Bitcoin. If you are not a multimillionaire and a rich person, or you fell into $20 million and you can put 5 million into Bitcoin, what are you doing in Bitcoin? Get out of it. Go put your money in the coins that will give you 100x over time. Excuse me. Do you see what I'm saying? Exactly. Look at Gaza. They're talking about building a brand new Gaza. I know there's political, insinuations there. There's things that look like, oh, this is bad and all of that. But friends, let's go back into history. Trump was not the first person to do this. You go back into 1900s with the First World War. You go to Second World War, 1945. You go to Israel, Arab-Israeli War in 1970 to 1973, the Yom Kippur War. You go to the intifadas that have happened in Ramallah and all the destruction. You go to the Rwandan War. You go to the Congolese War. Some of those places are now being rebuilt. Diamonds are being mined. Gold is being mined. The very place that lives were lost is now the place that lives are being built. Look at the Nigeria Civil War in 1966 to 1970, 1968, something like that. I can't remember the dates. People can't believe that there was cannibalism in those wars. It was so bad. People were killed like you believe it. Now the very place that where lives were lost has become the oil center for Nigeria in the Niger Delta. Till today, they're still wrangling over what happened over the years past. Please like the video. There's 29 of you in the room. Like the video. Like the video. I beg you, like the video so that we can get more people in the room. I've been here for half an hour. This is beautiful to see the number of people in the room. Thank you, Jesus. All right. So again, okay, but at least you've been following. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm doing well, Leon. God bless you. So I am saying, when there's a war, there is what? When there's a war, value of assets drop. Anytime there's a war, you're seeing the value of your assets drop because there's a war going on. The war is between the gatekeepers and the people trying to break through the gate. They don't want more people wealthy. They want a few wealthy because they control everything. This is a reality, and the sooner you understood it, and that one of the ways that the winners are decided is that the winners never quit and quitters always win, and quitters never win. Winners never quit, quitters never win. You've got to hold on to what you have. Friends, this is not financial advice, but do your own research. What kind of research? You have to go back into the past and see the patterns of wealth. Every time people are crying, others who are buying are loading up, and the criers selling. And when the criers sell, they'll cry again later. You know the cry? The first cry is that it's low in price, it's low in price. The second price is it's too high, I can't buy it. Don't be a crier on the upside and a crier on the downside. Don't be a crier on the upside and a crier on the downside. You have to appreciate the opportunity that we're being given right now to load up, because I believe without a shadow of a doubt that before the end of this year, we will see two peaks, and those two peaks have to be taken advantage of. We might also see some Lone Ranger surprise, because certain cryptos are going to run on their own because of the investment coming in. I want you to understand that you are going to be, in my own opinion, you and I will be one of those that history will record that the financial institutions provided our exit liquidity. When I say exit liquidity, I mean that you are able to take profit and step out and look back and say, wow, I didn't know I could be here. This is the story of what is coming. I know it's late in the night, but I had to come on here and do this. For Australia, I know it's just the beginning. Your day is just, well, it's the middle of your day. All right. Gold is going up. Yes, it is. Some of the war zone properties become a prime real estate. You got that right. So at first, it's all going down because of war. That's what is happening right now. Your properties are going down because of war. Your property is going down because of a tsunami. Your property is going down because of a, your property is going down because of a tussle between those who have and those who have not. And that tussle will continue. Now, not only that, there's a bigger war. Two elephants are now fighting. Two elephants, Abraham and Lot are fighting. Two elephants are fighting. When two elephants fight, Ishmael and Isaac, when two elephants fight, the grass suffers. What are the two elephants? When Coinbase and the banks are at loggerheads, when the platforms that issue that give dividend, no, not dividend, that give what's it called, yield on stable coins are pushing their way and saying we want to continue to give yield, and the other ones are saying no, you can't give yield, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that. There's a war. There's a war. There's a war. And like Almas says, Almas plus Maria, some of the war zone properties become a prime real estate. Yes. And I want you to understand that your property is going up, but I live in Australia. Your property, your assets, your digital assets will become prime real estate in the next little while by the grace of God in Jesus' name. That's where we're going. That's where we're going. That's where we're going. So that's all I wanted to come up here and say to you today. Everything is going down because Bitcoin is going down. There's probably a few, maybe on the XRP ledger. There's some meme coins on the XRP ledger that they're not going down because, first of all, many of them have very low supply, right? So they're not popular. They're out there. There's a few investors in there playing their game, so you can see them. Go onto the Joey wallet, you'll see them there. There's some unique investments in the XRP ledger that, I'm studying them. I haven't had the time to really do what I want to do with those, but yeah. How long do you think we have? I don't know. I mean, like, what do you mean by how long do you think? What do you mean, like, before we see an explosion on the upside? I think if the Clarity Act is signed in the early days of March, you need about 2 to 3 months for it to really take effect. But because regulations, even when it has been when regulations have been voted into place, guidelines still have to be written. See, regulations is one thing, guidelines is another. There's something called act. What is an act? An act is a statute passed by the lawmaker body in any democratic or even non-democratic, even in what you call monarchies, right? You have an assembly of lords, or knights who make a decision, or a senate, like in Rome, they make a decision based on the emperor's wishes. All right. So it doesn't matter where, as long as a statute, the act is a statute. Once the act is passed, you still need to develop guidelines for operations. Is there going to be a special body that will be a new department created that will be under the larger body? How many staff is going to be hired? How will the department grow? How will the, guidelines on the FTC? That's all been. So it's not just about passing the Clarity Act. So and then those who take advantage of the gaps will say, well, yes, we know Clarity Act has been passed, but it's not yet there. So they still play their games. They'll still manipulate until they cannot manipulate anymore. Because by the time you get to 2027, 2028, 2029, anybody who's caught manipulating will just have to face the music, go to jail. Some will dodge it, whatever, because, powers that be. But people will have to go to jail. Right? So it'll be obvious because now the laws are clear. It's no longer a wild, wild west. You got to be careful. You don't just come in and steal things. And, so everybody will become more careful at that time. So the Clarity Act is likely going to be passed in the first week of March. The reason why I believe that is because of the way they are working. You see Besant, you see, David Sachs, you see, what's the other guy's name? All of the people who are key holders, they are in the White House here and there, meeting and meeting and meeting. Coinbase was the one who backed out of the, Clarity Act, which is the market structure bill, worked out of that. In the US, the act is called a bill, right? Well, it's a bill before it becomes a statute. It has to be voted on. The bill comes up and then they vote on it and then it becomes law. Once it gets to Senate and Senate passes it, it becomes law. So, it will be passed. There's no going back. Do you know how far crypto has gone? Do you know how far crypto has come? Do you know how invested Saudi Arabia is in crypto? Do you know how invested Qatar is in crypto? Do you know how invested United Arab, those guys in the Middle East, they want to take over the financial market of the entire planet. They want to become the Tokyo. become the New York. They want to become the new New York, new Tokyo, new Durban. Is it Durban or in South Africa? Where's that? I'm not sure for South Africa, but they want to become the new Rio de Janeiro or some place, in Brazil. I'm just naming names here now, okay, because I don't remember. I'm getting tired. But they want to be the financial capital of the world. They've seen ahead and they're investing in crypto like no man's business. Look at the Dubai Commodities Exchange. They're already locked into XDC. So, friends, this thing has gone so far. The water that has gone under the bridge, while they distract us with all the entertainment, people watching, oh, NFL, Bad Bunny is, and people are just fighting Republican and Democrat. On the ground, the rails have been laid. On the ground. Listen, there will be an upsurge. People will just cry because they are left behind. Jaws will drop to the floor. Tongues will fall out of people's mouths. I'm exaggerating, right? I'm just giving a description. Not exaggerate, just kind of, description to, something to, what do they call it? Right? An analogy, right? Or what? I forget what they call those things. But it's not that tongues will fall out of anybody's mouth. But people are going to go, man, I eat my words. Mockers will be shocked. Will Bitcoin rise again? I think so, yes, of course. But in the distant future, I don't see its future. I see it being on the side somewhere over there and just, it's Bitcoin, it's there, it's doing its thing. The utility cryptos are going to take over. The Clarity Act is the last nail in the coffin of the past. Yeah, David Sachs said it the other day, there will be no crypto market, a separate crypto market and a separate banking industry. Excuse me. Say they're going to be one. Please like the video. There's 30 of you in the room. Like the video. So yeah, no problem. I don't know how long it will take. I know we're going to get there soon. Like the video. Give me 27 likes, guys. Give me 27 likes, and then that means more people will watch the video. Algorand is awesome. Algorand is being used to tokenize real estate, but Algorand is not only tokenizing real estate like Avalanche. Is like the tokenization on Avalanche is crazy, and Avalanche supply is less than 600 million. So it's going to fly like Solana. Look at the price right now. It's going to fly like Solana. Anything under the 500 billion supply, you have to understand when you're analyzing and auditing crypto, guys. You have to understand. Thank you for that question, Leon. It's a powerful question. You have to analyze a couple things. Number one, you want to know who's behind the crypto, what's behind the crypto, where they're going, the utility, the plan, the purpose. That's number one. Okay, 1 and 2. Know who's behind it, their history in the industry. Are they scammers or are they serious? Number 2, where they're going, utility. Number 3, what's the supply? You see, meme coins are a different animal, okay? But you want to know what the supply is. If it's a utility crypto, what is the supply? What utility is in Solana? You see how Solana moved? Because it has a very low supply. So it's not like Avalanche. Avalanche is the one tokenizing Bergen County's 277,000 properties, I think close to the tune of 300 billion or something like that, some crazy number, okay? Is it 277 billion for how many? I don't remember, but it's massive. Go check it. So Avalanche is doing that, okay, in partnership with Balcony Inc. Okay, now Algorand is not just for tokenization. Algorand is for is to create inclusion by tokenizing real estate for the purpose of being able to break it down into smaller parts. So say you take an apartment building that makes $50,000 a month, that's $500,000 a year. You and I can invest only $500 and start getting, every time rent is paid, we get a little dividend in Algorand. So Algorand, I forget the name of what they call it. I did this in my lives, and when I came on YouTube newly. That's one of the things I showed you. I showed people then how Algorand will be used in real estate. It's being used right now. Algorand is going to be the leader in real estate tokenization as well as participation of it. So with $50 you can invest. Right now, if you go to lofty.ai, you see tokenization. You can buy a house in Florida right now. You can buy a portion of a home in Florida. So that's what tokenization affords for real estate, in that you can, a guy who wants to raise money, like if I have a house that's worth 250,000, right, and I want to raise money with that house, I can come onto Algorand and invite participants to buy, a portion of the house. So 300,000 people can buy a $1 million Trump property or some, Hilton hotel, from across the world. You can own property in Taiwan. You can own property in Singapore, in Japan. You can own a portion of a golf course in Japan. Those golf courses in Japan, they're unique. You can own a portion of it because of the power of Algorand. So I hope I answered your question. Algorand is amazing. I don't know what the price is right now, but see, if you want to invest right now, you want to look at the ISO 222 crypto assets, because they're all going to tokenize and pass value in the area of banking, non banking financial institutions, as well as real estate, and anything to, yes, real estate, and then shipping, because this is shipping, and then the stock market, because this is all financial world. So what are those cryptos? XRP, XLM, XDC, XPR, Verge, Algorand, Cardano, ADA, that's Cardano, Miota, that's Miota IOTA, and then what did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? Oh, Quant. Then Corium. Corium has also become ISO. So I've done research on these things. I'm telling you, again, I'm not an expert, but this is not financial advice. Do your own research. DAG has not explicitly said that they are ISO 222, but they will be. They will be. You see, there's no need for them to come out and say, oh, there's no need, because there are cryptos that don't have to be ISO 222. The only reason why ISO 222 was created was because of the financial industry. There are certain requirements for you to operate as a gateway and a superhighway for the banking industry to move assets. One of the things that they are doing right now is a zero knowledge proof protocol, zero knowledge protocol, ZKP, zero knowledge proof protocol on the XRP ledger. You know that the biggest one in the world today for ZKP is Monero. Then we have Zcash. Zcash had a problem, and they had to, developers had issues with that. So zero knowledge proof has now been incorporated on the XRPL for one reason. The banks. The banks don't want you to see what they're doing. So there are now solidly 4 environments, or maybe even 5. I could be wrong. Please check me on that. On the XRP ledger, to protect the values being moved and whatever the bank. In fact, the banks have their own special DEX operating permission desk DEX. When you hear permission, that's about a week ago this was launched. The permission DEX are for permission entry. In other words, I can't go there, but if Bank of America wants to do anything on there, they give their vice president and all of those other people permission to enter in there and do whatever they need to do. Now, it's not like they're doing that manually. The permission there is smart contracts. And remember, XRP for a long time did not have the smart contract capability like Ethereum. All right? That's why long story short, that's all changed. That's all changed. With all the innovation, with all the improvements, with all the forks and everything, and even the connection of Avalanche to, no, not Avalanche, what's this one called? It starts with A as well, but not AVAX. Is it AVAX? Oof. Okay, I've lost my thought. But that connection is going to bring Axelar. Axelar is connecting all of these other valuable crypto. So that's it. You don't really have to be ISO 222 if your main focus is not the banking industry. But there's many cryptos that are not ISO 200 that will do very well. And I've listed some of them already here. Okay. Yes, IOTA Quant, that's right. Verge, yes, Verge. The only thing that I don't like about Verge is that they went and made an arrangement with Pornhub, and when people found out, they just ran away from Verge. So I'd rather be with XPR. XPR is a massive idea, but I don't know how big they're going to be. but I think they'll be big. You know, one of the easiest to buy right now to get 1,000,000 coins is XPR, Proton. Buy it, and you can also stay in Proton. Let's say you have